yourself having constant suicidal thoughts and behavior, that tells you something mentally needs some attention. You need to actually sit down and think at different ways in which you can cope up with that. So that now, from that point henceforth, you become a better person. Mental health issues, I understand. It is not something that you can easily talk about. And it is not easy for anybody to come out here and say that I'm suffering mentally because of the society's uh, assumption that this is not a disease. Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Wanjuru Kabuchi. I am a mental health advocate. I really love talking about topics to do with mental health. If you scroll down below, you must have seen me talk about different issues like, mental health. I've talked about depression. I've talked about what are some of the signs that you can be on the lookout when you're looking at, when you think about depression and all that. And then today, I want us to cover a topic that is going to touch again on mental health. And we are basically going to ask ourselves, when is the right time, or what should you seek help when it comes to the issue of mental health? In this channel, I've covered about different ways in which you can detect that you have mental issues. You can detect some, symptoms of physical symptoms of depression, emotional symptoms of depression. And then for this topic, or for this video, I'm going to cover different reasons or things that can make you seek help when it comes to mental health. When do you need to seek help when it comes to the issue of mental health? And let me tell you, I think mental health, just because it is not something which is physical. And recently, I watched a documentary of a lady in BBC. She's called Noella. Yes, Noella. She's talking about her struggles with mental health. And she's talking about her journey in how she realized that she was having mental health, and how the family and everybody in the society, took it. And she's also educating people on different ways in which she was able to, how she coped with that whole issue of mental health. And I want you guys to go to that and search for her story. It's such an inspirational story. And I was watching her story. It got into my mind, and I got to realize that how much mental health issue is not addressed at the right time, because many people associate mental health with a lot of stereotyping, with a lot of shame, with a lot of prejudice. And many people will not be willing to come out and talk about the mental health issues, because in that documentary, this girl grew up just like any other normal child, and even the mother could not understand where then things happened or what happened for her now to be having mental issues. I've also gotten, because now we are in a global village where everybody is able to connect with the different people through social media. In TikTok, I was able to meet another lady who is also who has also have had the issues of mental health. She has even gone to a health care provider, and she has also gone to a healthcare hospital that is dealing with mostly with mental issues. And she's basically even talking about the bipolar disorder that, of course, we are going to cover in a different day. And she's also talking about, the manic attacks that you get when it comes to bipolar, and so many other issues. And you know what? As I was listening to their journey, as I was listening to their stories, one thing that was very prominent is that the society, or even the people around you, may not be having understanding or a fully understanding of what is mental issues and mental illness, and how best can they approach you so that they can help you. And so you find that so many people shy off, so many people feel ashamed of talking about what they are going through. And sometimes they seek help when it is a bit late, because people have gone through a lot. There are so many traumas. There could be childhood traumas that someone has gone through. There could be stresses, each and every day stresses that someone is going through. And all these ones, if you do not have a strong support system that you can share with, you can tell them what you're going through. At the end of the day, if you're dealing with all the issues that are attacking you, or the issues that you're going through all by yourself, then it means that, of course, at one day, one time, they are going to blow up on you, and you're not going to hold up again. And sometimes you will be out here, and people might not understand you. When it comes to the issue of mental health, so many contributors has made this topic such a complex issues, and people seems or assume it's okay, and others assume that you're just exaggerating things, or you're taking things out of your hand. For instance, you can find a child who has been raised in a toxic environment where the parents were such, controlling. Parents were so on their toes, and so these kids did not have any self-control in terms of doing their things by themselves. And so when they grow up and they get to be adults, they always find it very hard to do things by themselves. And so there are so many other factors that contribute to, that can contribute to your poor mental health. It can be family, it can be work, it can be school, it can be, the environment that you grew up in, and so many other factors. So when it comes to the issue of mental health, so many people are being affected. To themselves, they feel like something is wrong, but they are wondering, who do I talk to? Who do I share with? And I think I've seen people even call others names and tell them that jikaze kimwanaume, for instance. And when someone gets to point of even now taking their lives, that's when the society or people will say that surely maybe he was going through something. If it's a woman, she was going through something, and all that. So the issue of mental health, when I come here, I discuss it with a lot of passion, and with a lot of insight and research that I've done, because I feel like the society need that one voice to talk about this issue without shame, without stigma, and without prejudice. Because let me tell you, there's so many people who are going through stuff. People out here are going through issues. That's not to exempt me, but that doesn't mean that you need now to be so hard on yourself. Sometimes I've even said that it is okay to start afresh. Sometimes you are holding on to something so much, and it is really costing your peace and costing your inner peace. And it's when you let it go, it's when you decide to start afresh, that you will have your inner peace, that you'll realize the bigger potential that you have had. Recently, I think on Sunday Nation, I read about a story of a lady, and she's such a celeb in this country, and she was talking about her struggles with mental health and depression, and even body harm, and she has even given that story. And I would wish you guys that you go there and also read and see her story, and you will get inspired. And you know what, one thing that she said is that she could not get the best person to approach and talk to. And so she was keeping to herself, and even the environment that she was in was not very conducive to allow her to express herself. And she even felt that the people that were around her, if she expressed herself, they would judge her. So that made her to shy off from sharing. And so in today's topic, I want us to talk about, when is the right time to seek help when it comes to the mental health. But before you even get to this level, before you even get to these things that can make you now seek for mental health, it is always good that you check on yourself. If you feel there's something that is really disturbing you, something that is really costing you in terms of your peace and your day-to-day activities, it's always good that you talk it out, that you seek help when it is the right time, before it gets or it escalates to higher levels. So today's topic, we are basically talking about when is the right time to seek help. That is when it is the right time to seek mental health help. Good. The first one is when you have persistent negative thoughts and emotions. Persistent negative thoughts and emotions. This is where you feel always you're feeling so discouraged. You are feeling so hopeless. You are feeling so worthless. You feel, I am no longer worth it. I do not deserve to live. I do not deserve to to have 1, 2, 3. And you are having emotions from frustrations to depression to, getting angry to getting irritable, being anxious. When you have these constant, persistent negative thoughts and negative emotions, thoughts such as, I think I'm not worth it. I think I'm not beautiful enough. I think I deserve to die. Such negative thoughts about yourself, self harm, inflicting pain in yourself. If you have all these negative thoughts and emotions, you are easily irritable. You're not able to control yourself. You're not able to hold it. You're always constantly feeling hopeless or worthless. That is one trigger that tells you that you need to pick yourself up and you need to seek help. It is not easy. I know. I know it's not easy. And I know many are the days that you will wish that you just sleep. But before it gets to that level, seek help. If you have constant and persistent negative thoughts and emotions, seek help. It doesn't harm. Seek help. That is number one. If you have persistent negative thoughts and emotions, seek help. Seek help. That's the first one. The second one is significant life changes and traumatic effects and traumatic experiences. This is where you have changed your way of doing things, especially your sleeping routine. We always find it easier to just fall asleep and sleep for 6 hours. Find it easier to just sleep for 3 hours. But I was watching a certain documentary, that Noella girl. She really inspired me and she really made me to think about different issues. And I'm going to post her photo here. And I want you to go watch her documentary because she said that at one point in her life, she felt she overslept and she could sleep the whole night and she could sleep the whole day. And you're wondering how. Imagine. So if you have such kind of changes, where you have seen that your life has really changed to the negative, maybe you're no longer sleeping. People even spend a whole week without ever sleeping. People oversleep. So if you find that you have changed your routine, your daily routine, seek help. Seek help because it can be a trigger that you need some rest. And when it comes to the issue of mentors, it's so bad because it's not something that you can touch and say, hapa ndipo naumia, or this is where I'm feeling a lot of pain. When it comes to the mental issues, it is not like that. It's something in your mind, something in your body, it's something in your heart that is really costing your peace, your inner self, your joy and everything else. So when it comes to mental health, if you experience significant changes and traumatic experiences, please seek help. Traumatic experiences could be that you start even seeing like someone attacking you, you are dreaming of someone attacking you, you feel very afraid to be alone. That tells you there's something wrong somewhere. And so you need to seek help. It's very, very important that you do that before it is too late, before it escalates to higher levels. It's very, very important that you seek help. Another major issue, and I know this one people use it and think it's normal, it's when you have resulted to addiction and drug abuse. The moment you have resulted, all of a sudden you have started drinking and you used not to drink. All of a sudden you have started using drugs and you have not been using that. It is good that you sit down and evaluate yourself. Could you be going through some mental issues? Could it be triggered by something else? Are you escaping from something else? Because one way in which mental health manifests itself, it's through escaping. You really want to escape from your real you. You really want to escape from your real situation, and then you escape and go to other things. You become very much addicted to either alcohol or drug and drug abuse. And at the end of the day, that one will ruin you, will ruin your mentors more. So if you find that you have resulted to drug and drug abuse and you have a certain kind of addiction, and especially in terms of drugs, please seek help. Seek help, because that one is a trigger or something that tells you that there's something wrong somewhere. If you find yourself that you're now even not able to function your daily activities without having used some drugs or having not taken some alcohol, that tells you that there's something wrong somewhere, and so you need to ensure that you seek help. Because what usually happens, that if you take drugs, you're just going to escape from the real thing. Yeah, it is going to postpone your issues for some days or some time, but imagine the moment you come back sober, you will go back to the real issues. You have not solved them. So if you're running away from maybe family issues, you're running away from your childhood traumas, you are running away from your family issues and marriage issues and relationship issues, even if you drink the whole bar, even if you go to factory that manufactures all these drugs and dip yourself inside one tank and drink the whole of it, those issues will not go away. They are still there. So the best thing that you can do is just relax, face your issues with a lot of courage, and then you will be at a good position then to move on, and that one will really help you and impact you positively. The next way in which you need to seek help, if you are having impairment in daily functioning, job huendi job, you've started neglecting yourself, even in your physical routine, ile personal hygiene, it's no longer there. You no longer care about your personal hygiene. You no longer care about your job. You no longer care about your health. Mbio ukatafute assistance. When you are impaired, functioning, your daily functioning in terms of work, in terms of school, in terms of maintaining relationships, in terms of bedtime, it's time to seek help. Wewe kama you cannot go to work, and even if you go to work, you are getting into other people's you're crossing other people's path. Kila time mnapitana na boss huku, mnatusiana, mnapitana na colleague mwingine huku, mnatusiana, mnakutana na mtu mwingine kule, unamtusi and all that kind of stuff. That tells you that there is a change in your daily functioning at work. Your relationship with people, the moment you find yourself like you always ruin relationships with friends, with family, kila mtu anaudhika tu na wewe kwa sababu ya zile vitu unawafanyia. Maybe you are abusing them, maybe you are rude to them. That tells you there's something wrong. You could be going through something. And one way in which you realize that you have mental issues is through projection. You'll always project whatever you're going through to other people. Ni ukweli. You'll always, and because you want attention, your mind needs some attention. Yourself, you need someone to listen to listen to you. But because these people do not know actually what you're going through, then the next thing that they do is that you will project to them. Na sasa, instead ya project to them, because that one will ruin the relationship that you have with these people, the best thing that you can do then it is to seek help. If you're going through traumatic effects, if you're going through stresses, instead of projecting to the wrong people, seek help. Yeah, seek help. And it will help you a lot. Seek help and it will help you a lot. And then the last one is suicidal thoughts and body harm. Suicidal thoughts and body harm. Hapa ni pale unaanza kufikiria which is the best tree. Like this place, you can see it is a bit bushy and there's so many trees even behind me, even around this place. And you're like, which tree can I use? If you're having constant suicidal thoughts, if you drive and you're like, I think I can cause an accident and I die. I think I can take this medicine and I die. I think I can use this method and I die. The moment you have constant suicidal thoughts, usifikirie mara mbili. Kimbia. Just run to the nearest counselor, to the nearest psychologist, to the nearest hospital and seek help. Seek help. There are so many things in this life, given a chance, we can all give up. You're not where you wanted to be. You're not even near your dreams, but you're working towards your dreams, right? So if you give up and start killing yourself, then the whole world, we can just end ourselves one day. But we are holding on. So even you, if you're having constant suicidal thoughts and behavior that can cause body harm and can lead to you being dead, seek help. Wewe kama pale pameandikwa no diving na umeenda swimming, umeanza kudive, umejigongesha kichwa, please enda ukatafute help. If any time that you are moving kwa barabara tu hivi unasema nikipita hii gari ikipita sinaweza nigonga nikufa. If you go to higher heights, like if you are in a building, you're always thinking, if I throw myself down, you see, I will die and I forget my issues. Seek help. People have thrown themselves from 15th floor to ground floor. Mtu alikuwa ameangalia for sometimes alikuwa ameplan like maybe amejaribu 3 more or 3 issues and let me tell you, read that story in the Daily Nation. I will put a picture somewhere and listen to her story. She had even tried to commit suicide, and she even executed 3 ways, I think 2, and they did not faulu. She's got hazikufaulu, but today she's a testimony. She gives her testimony. So before it gets there, if you find yourself having constant suicidal thoughts and behavior, seek help. Kama umenunua kamba ukaficha chini ya kitanda, seek help. If you have bought some medicine and you want to kill yourself on Sunday when everybody else has gone to church, seek help. If you're driving and you have even executed and tried to seek the best, mahali utaenda tu pale shaboiwa, uteremke and then you crash, seek help. So if you find yourself having constant suicidal thoughts and behavior that tells you something mentally needs some attention, you need to actually sit down and think of different ways in which you can cope up with that. So that now, from that point henceforth, you become a better person. Mental health issues, I understand. It is not something that you can easily talk about. And it is not easy for anybody to come out here and say that I'm suffering mentally because of the society's assumption that this is not a disease. But I want us to stand strong and say that anybody can be affected, and everybody in our society is a potential person of mental health illness. But before we get there, let's create awareness. Let's talk about it without shame, without judgment, and without stereotyping. Do not say that hiyo familia ni ya wenda wazimu, hiyo familia inakuanga hivi, au wanakuanga hivi, yule anakuanga hivi. Do not stereotype. Do not judge someone. Do not stigmatize someone who is going through mental issues. Because today is him, today is her, tomorrow it could be you. Because in this life, all the fragment that was supposed to hold us strong, wanatuambia bye, tuonane. There's no single fragment that is left to hold us strong. It is you to stand strong for yourself. The society is not here to hold your hand, girl. The society, the church is not here to hold your hand, girl. The family is not here to hold your hand, my friend. So the only fragment left is you to stand strong for yourself. So if you experience these things, please stand strong for yourself. Tell yourself that you're going to be okay with time, and stand strong and do whatever it takes to stand again. It's always okay to start afresh. That is what I always say in this channel. It is okay to start afresh. So until next time, with another new topic, a better topic, with another insight. Bye.